Sylveon, Scyther, and Garganacl, 3 Pokemon on the same team, was able to win the Monterrey Regional Championship in Regulation H. We're going to be trying out a recreation of the team and seeing how well it can perform. Let's break it down. First up, we have the Choice Scarf Go with the Good as Gold ability with the Terra Steel that is able to power up the Make It Rain with Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Trick, and Power Gem. Choice Scarf Go is pretty interesting. We usually only see it on really one composition, which is going to be the Elizabeth build. But as you might notice, this team is a little bit slow for the most part and can have a little bit of trouble dealing with Sneasler. So having a bit of a Pokemon that can really threaten that Sneasler, switch into it pretty consistently, is very ideal. So this is what the Go is here for, with a pretty simple just max special attack and max speed with a modest nature. Pretty simple, just dishing out as much damage as it possibly can with that Choice Scarf, Make It Rain, the Shadow Ball, the Trick option, of course, in order to be able to pass the Choice Scarf on to a different user, and Power Gem being useful to hit the fire types like a random Charizard, Incineroar, and more. It is just some good coverage for this Go. Also gives the team a bit switch into the Amoonguss, which the team also doesn't have the best switches into. Next Pokemon we have is the Throat Spray Sylveon, which gives a +1 special attack boost when it uses a sound-based move like that Hyper Voice with the Pixelate ability, which increases the power of its normal type moves, but also turning it into a fairy type attack with the Poison Terror type, which is just useful against Sneasler, makes you neutral to Make It Rain from Go. Just a pretty useful Terror type there, with Hyper Voice, Wish, Yawn, and Protect. So a bit of a very interesting Sylveon set, and we haven't really seen Sylveon too much. Fairy types are very valuable in Regulation H because there aren't that best of them, but Sylveon's a pretty interesting one. It's not the fastest fairy type out there and does have to rely on using the Pixelate combination with Hyper Voice to really do good amounts of damage, but across the board it is a pretty strong Pokemon with Hyper Voice that is able to do a ton of damage, with the Wish that can be able to recover the HP of your team, which can be nice for a Pokemon that wants to stick around like that Sylveon. The Throat Spray is able to make it more of an offensive threat after it's used an attack, because a +1 Hyper Voice will be able to do a ton of damage. Yawn, of course, a great move, especially into making your opponent maybe forcing switches or just being able to make them fall asleep, which is useful when you have Stealth Rocks on this team. And it is really nice into like slowing down the pace of the game in general. We have seen Sylveon here and there. Of course, we've seen it do decently well with Emilio Forbes. I remember getting day 2 at a Regulation H region with it, and then we also saw VJ Suit also do pretty well with Sylveon in Regulation H regionals. So no surprise to see it have a good comeback here, with this recreation having a lot of bulk. I felt like it needed a lot of bulk, and it had a really good amount of special attack because those Hyper Voices were hurting on stream. So 228 HP for 199 HP stat, which is the same as it was on stream. 44 defense, the remainder, 76 speed. I wasn't sure how fast a Sylveon should be, but I felt like having a decent amount of speed can still be pretty useful to outspeed like opposing Incineroars, get the Hyper Voice off before they go for Parting Shot and more. A good amount of special attack with 156 modest, gives an extra stat point to the special attack, and then 4 into special defense. It's able to tank attacks, especially with the help of Intimidate, do some pretty solid damage with the Hyper Voice. That is what Sylveon is meant to do. Next Pokemon we have is the Assault Vest Incineroar with the Intimidate ability with the Fire Terror type to power up Fire type moves even further. And that usually means that Incineroar can still threaten KOs with the Flare Blitz with that Fire Terror type in the Go even through Intimidate. And it gets rid of that fighting weakness that the Incineroar does have, which is useful. Flare Blitz, Knock Off, Fake Out, and U-Turn. And this is a pretty standard support of Incineroar. We don't usually see Assault Vest as common in Regulation H. It was more common in the restricted formats, but still pretty good, right? Incineroar is a good offensive Pokemon. It's great into Go. The Assault Vest allows you to make up for the bulk and really be able to tank those special attacks well. And the coverage is just solid, right? Having the fire move for the Rillaboom, Amoonguss, Alola, Ninetales, and more Pokemon out there. The knockoff, of course, is just going to be useful against the ghost types and getting rid of items. Fake Out, of course, a great supportive move. And then U-Turn, of course, to be able to pivot around and do some chip damage. This EV spread, it's a pretty fast Incineroar, and I'm pretty sure that it was a very fast Incineroar at the very least, because the Incineroar that Stefan was able to showcase on stream was incredibly fast, and I mean incredibly fast. It was able to fake out like opposing Rillaboom, for instance. So that usually signals to me that it's like max speed Jolly for the most part, and that's what my recreation shows. It did do a lot of attack, so I imagine it also had a decent amount of attack. And the idea for the spread is max speed with Jolly nature, because that's usually how fast the Incineroars go. We have 180 HP, which gives it 193 HP stat. We saw that on the stream. The rest is going to pretty much just go into attack, so the Flare Blitz is doing as much damage as possibly can. I actually had an Adamant originally on the team, and then I switched to Jolly when I saw like the speed tier. So yeah, like I'm not exactly 100% sure. It was still doing a lot of damage, like Volcarona, for instance, with the Flare Blitz. So I'm pretty sure like it's kind of a close benchmark. But yeah, it is a fast Incineroar, fast Fake Out, able to tank attacks with the Assault Vest and dish out a decent amount of damage. That's what Incineroar is supposed to do. And of course, Intimidate, Fake Out, all good on a defensive team like this. Next Pokemon we have is the Yvesangelist Scyther. Increases its defense and special defense by quite a bit with the Technician ability that is able to power up its weak moves, specifically that dual Wing Beat with the Steel Terra type, which is just useful against like super effective rock coverage, fairy type moves, ice type moves, and more, with dual Wing Beat, close combat, U-turn, and protect. So yeah, we've seen Scyther before in Regulation H. The most notable one was where Scyther was able to do really well on stream by a player known as VJ Sood. And yeah, it was able to showcase how powerful it could be. That Technician dual Wing Beats actually does hurt because Scyther has a pretty solid attack stat. Base 110 is nothing to scoff at. It can pressure Focus Sash Sneasler, which is a pretty nice one to have, especially when this team does have a lot of Sneasler weeks. So it definitely can put on pressure there. It's also able to do well against Kingambit because you do threaten that close combat and can force them to Terrasilize, which is definitely useful. And then U-turn for some fast damage across the board because you have a lot of Pokemon that is able to tank attacks that can switch in, and you can go for like pretty strong U-turns to be able to bring them out and tank the attacks. With this EV spread, I'm not exactly sure like what the speed tier was or even like how bulky the Scyther is supposed to go. So I kind of mixed it up. I went with 220 speed with a Jolly Nature. That allows you to at least outspeed the base 100s. I don't think it's really worth outspeeding Garchomp when you have the Alolan Ninetales. So I don't think it was necessary to outspeed Garchomp. I think it was only necessary to really outspeed that tier. Maybe it could have been like invest to outspeed Adamant Sneasler with max speed, but they generally do tend to run the Unburdened set with the Seed variants, so I don't think it's ever worth really trying to outspeed those variants. The rest goes into a mixture of HP and attack, so it can still do a good amount of damage while being able to take attacks. I'm not exactly, again, too sure on like what the Scyther could have had, but across the board felt like it was just going to be a mixture and it could go a lot with the different EV spreads. But I felt like having a fast mon on this team because, again, the team a little bit lacking of speed. You do have the Choice Scarf Golden Go, you have to Sash Ninetales to make up for it. I felt the Scyther kind of needed speed, so that was kind of the idea here behind this EV spread. It's really able to chip opponents and then threaten those Pokemon, as I mentioned before, with the dual Wing Beats and the close combat. Next Pokemon we have is the Alolan Ninetales with the Focus Sash to allow it to live one really powerful attack, the Snow Warning to summon the Snow. That is very useful against Weather Wars, especially the Rain matchup, and the Ice Terror type to power up its Ice type moves even further with Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Aurora Veil, and Protect. So pretty standard Focus Sash Ninetales. You are running Blizzard and Freeze Dry as Ice type coverage. Freeze Dry, of course, a really strong move because it hits super effectively into the Water type Pokemon, which is super useful. And Aurora Veil, of course, having screens in order to just allow the Pokemon to be able to tank the attacks even further because all of them generally have good natural bulk already, especially trying to break through stuff like an Assault Vest Incineroar and a Garganacl can be very troublesome to deal with. The EV spread here is just going to be a simple max special attack, max speed with a Tim Nature with 4 defense, because I think that's all you really want on a Focus Sash Ninetales, so you can outspeed everything that you really want to, anything like a Garchomp and more. And yeah, like it's just going to be able to help out against those ground types, which the team doesn't exactly have the best switches into, as well as just being able to pressure, again, Garchomp, Blood Moon Ursaluna, the water types, being useful into the Rain matchup and providing the Aurora Veil. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Moronga Berry Garganacl. And if you don't know what Moronga Berry does, is if the Garganacl takes a special hit, it will get a +1 special defense boost with the Purifying Salt, a really interesting ability which prevents Garganacl from getting status. It also reduces the damage taken from ghost moves by half. And yeah, it is a very interesting ability indeed. It's actually really strong with the Flying Terror type, which is just useful against ground coverage. Being able to resist a Rillaboom Woodhammer as well can be very helpful. And of course, being immune to Fisher Dundozo, which is something that is actually relevant in the format. With the moveset of Salt Cure, Stealth Rock, Recover, and Protect. It's really interesting to see with Salt Cure, of course, being one of the strongest chip moves in the game, because it does residual damage. It does 1/8 of the target's health, every single turn until it switches out. And then if it's a steel or water type mon, it takes 25% residual damage, which is pretty insane to think about. Then you have the Stealth Rocks, which is able to punish Pokemon by chipping them in on switch, which can be useful when you have like moves like Yawn from Sylveon and Salt Cure that could force switch out. Recover, of course, to heal the Garganacl, and Protect, of course. Like, it's pretty interesting to see Garganacl, especially. We haven't seen it too much since like Regulation A. I know Stefan did do pretty well with Garganacl back in Regulation H Part 1, where he was, I think, able to make top 32 or at least day 2 of the Latin American International Championship with Garganacl. So he's pretty used to playing this kind of defensive playstyle and then stalling out with Garganacl. Pretty interesting to see no wide guard over Stealth Rock, but I guess Stefan was okay with taking the risk of not being able to wide guard protect against Make It Rain and preferred the Stealth Rocks because maybe he found positions where he was actually able to click Stealth Rocks consistently. Key spread wise, I'm like pretty sure it is near max special defense Garganacl based on some of the calcs I've done with the damage from special attacks in general. So this EV spread simply just max HP, pretty much near max special defense to give an extra stat point, and the rest going to defense. You have the really high base 130 defense already with Incineroar, Intimidate, and Aurora Veil, so you don't really have to invest as much into defense. It's already taking the attacks pretty well. You do want to be able to tank the special hits better though, because it is on the weaker side. So you do want that Aurora Veil, you do want Moronga Berry, and then you do want a high amount of special defense, especially when Nasty Plot Golden Go is such a big threat. So that's the reason why the Recreation does have the amount of special defense that it does, and that's the idea here, to tank the special defense of it. But this Pokemon is going to be able to stall, chip damage, and force switch outs. So how to use a team? I mean, it is kind of an interesting team. You have quite a few different ways I guess you can approach the game. You can of course go with a burst mode right away. You do have some pretty decent fast mons where you have the Choice Scarf Golden Go, you have the Scyther and the Alolan Ninetales that can dish out some pretty solid damage right off the bat. And then of course you have more like slow defensive play that you have here. Of course, trying to set up the Aurora Veil with Alolan Ninetales is pretty great. You can lead it with pretty much anything and set up that Aurora Veil next to the partner so they can do stuff, either get some chip damage, maybe pivot around, or of course go for some like setups or nuisances with like Yawn and the combination of like Salt Cure to build up damage over time. You also do have of course Incineroar that can lead with anything with the Fake Out Pressure and the Intimidate, which is just really nice. And allow for, again, Sylveon to go for the Hyper Voice to set up his Throat Spray, go for Yawn Pressure. The Garganacl with Fake Out Salt Cure can always be a thing. Scyther can always lead because it can get a fast U-turn and get some chip damage off, and then you can bring in like your own Incineroar for Intimidate, or you can bring out the Garganacl to be able to tank attacks, or maybe bring out the Golden Go to finish off a weakened foe. Yeah, you have quite a few different options with the team. If you'd like to check out the details of the recreation, they'll be linked in the description down below. And let me know in the comments what you think about Scyther, Sylveon, and Garganacl, because these are all Pokemon we've actually featured on the channel before in Regulation H. We've showcased a recreation of VJ Suit's team and a recreation of Stefan's LAIC team. So let me know what you think about these Pokemon. Do they have potential? Do you think we're going to see more of them, or do you think they're like more niche picks in general in the format? Let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, we have Golden Go, Ursaluna, Sinistra, Amoonguss, Basculegion, and Flamigo. So I'm kind of curious because it looks pretty standard, but there's no Porygon 2. Also, Double Grass is interesting here, which means I feel like Scyther should put in work. Dual Wing Beats is really good against Flamigo, against the Grasses. It's not great in the Golden Go, which is like the only concern, but across the board should be pretty solid. I like the idea of Scyther pretty much here. Scyther seems really strong. I like Incineroar for the Intimidate. I want to say dealing with, like, I should bring Ninetales because they have 4 ice weaknesses and 5 weaknesses to Freeze Dry. Granted, I'm not exactly 100% certain because I could see Sylveon putting in work here as a switch. And I like Garganacl a lot. Why do I want to bring Sylveon again over to Ninetales? I think it's just because it does more damage to Basculegion immediately, which is pretty good. Although I don't think I need it. The problem is a lot of my mons are weak against Golden Go in general, so I gotta really be careful here. I think I'll do Ninetales plus Garganacl. Like, I want to bring Sylveon, but Sylveon, like, it's decent here. Like, I actually do think it's decent here. Hyper Voice does a good amount of damage across the board. Wish Passing isn't too bad. but I like the idea of Ninetales. Like, it's just too good to not bring, right? Let's see Golden Go Amoonguss. Okay, so this is not too surprising. Versus Incineroar and Scyther. Okay, this is pretty decent, I'd say. I would like to just click dual wing beats into knockoff, I think. Yeah. I'm just going to click dual wing beats into the Amoonguss and go for... Not knockoff, actually. I'm going to Flare Blitz. Do I Flare Blitz the Golden Go or do I Flare Blitz the Amoonguss? This could be Protect Spore with Terra Water, which wouldn't be great. I don't have counterplay to that. I guess I could go Garg, but if they just Nasty Plot immediately, it's just game over for me, right? I think I just Flare Blitz to Gold and dual wing beat the Amoonguss, because if they protect Golden Go, I could hope for like an early wake with Incineroar at worst case, because the team doesn't have the best tools to deal with Golden Go, I think, unless I want to bring my own Golden Go, but I wasn't 100% certain. You see Terrestrialization come out. Okay, so what mon is this? Golden Go or Amoonguss? Golden Go, okay. Into Water Terra type. That means Amoonguss should protect, right? When Amoonguss protects, this isn't too bad, because I do have Freeze Dry in the back. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I could have went for a knockoff in the gold, but I'm worried about the Citrus Amoonguss and then dual wing beats in the knockoff not KOing, but I think this is fine. Don't be random Power Gem. It shouldn't be on this team. It's probably Plot. Oh, they go for a Make It Rain immediately, which is surprising. Oh, that's Specs, I think. Okay. Not what I expected, but sure. That works fine. I get a Flare Blitz off. I don't really have the best switch-ins to Make It Rain, but okay, that's all right. We get a burn. I don't think that's that impactful currently, because it doesn't really change any of the calcs. But right now, I do really like my Ninetales setup in the back. Okay. I could go for dual wing beats, or I could go for U-turn. I think I just go for protect the Scyther. Do I want to knock off? I think I knock off. I think I knock off the Moon, because I think if they get another special attack drop, I might be able to live the next attack. They switch out Amoonguss, which is interesting. So what's switching in? Sinistra. Okay. Double Grass Core, definitely interesting here. They will get Hospitality, but it's not like that big of a deal. Okay. As we do get the Scyther to protect here. We are kind of scared of switching to Make It Rain, though. They do go for Make It Rain. That's fine. Yeah, Incineroar takes that extremely well. Scyther in an okay spot. It's not like incredible, but it's like okay. We get a knockoff into Sinistra for some pretty big damage. Gets rid of the helmet, but I take a lot in response, I guess, for it. I guess I can just dual wing beats knock off the Golden Go, because that will take the knockout, and if they Rage Powder, that's fine. I'm just going to double up the Golden Go at this point, because I need to get rid of Golden Go. They've been like playing a very interesting Protect the Gold with Choice Specs Make It Rain option, but I mean, Ninetales is still going to be pretty good here once we set it up properly. They retreat the Golden Go, so whatever's coming in is taking a knockoff plus a dual wing beat. If that's Ursaluna, that's great. They go into Amoonguss, which is fine. Okay. They double retreat here. Interesting. Is this Ursaluna? Yeah, it's Ursaluna. Okay, so they do get the Flame Orb active, but it's fine because I don't think they're healthy enough to set up Trick Room at this rate. I gotta do a Wing Beats off into Amoonguss, and that is going to KO if it's not Citrus. Bruh. That is really bad. That is really bad. Okay. Really bad turn? Sure. You gotta be kidding me. Effects for turn 1 sleep. I'm gonna U-turn to Ursaluna because I'm thinking they might protect the Amoonguss. Gonna bring in Garganacl on this slot so I can maybe get a Terra. If they go for Rage Power, this is perfect because I do get the U-turn KO into a Moon. So a Moon will go down here and I get to pivot for the Intimidate. Okay, at least it wasn't sleep. Poison. I mean, that's not great, but granted, I think my game plan is just always going to be Terra my Garganacl at this point anyway, so it's not like that big of a deal. Incineroar switches out. We get to go out into our Scyther, because I think this is Headlong Rush coming out. Or do they Facade the Scyther slot? They Earthquakes. Oh, we're so well. Are we screwed? No, we do have our Ninetales, and Ninetales Blizzard's actually pretty good here. We go Golden Go, which is fine. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say fine, but this is playable. If I had Wide Guard, this would be so much easier. I think I just protect the Garganacl at this point, sack the Scyther. I wonder what they're locking into with gold. Probably make it rain. They're going to switch out to Ursaluna, which actually helps me here. Okay, they go out into the Sinistra to heal the gold, but that doesn't really change much as I mentioned before. Okay. That's fine by me. As we protect our Garganacl. And then, does Sinistra protect is going to be a good question. Fast Asleep with the Scyther. They're going to go for Make It Rain. Yep. I sack Incineroar to keep Garg around, I think. Yeah, because Garganacl can beat the Ursaluna potentially. So we got to go into Ninetales. We got to click the Blizzard. Yeah. Not much I can do. If I had Wide Guard, this would be so much easier because I could just Wide Guard, Blizzard. Yeah, we're gonna go Incineroar. We're gonna click Blizzard. Just gotta hope, man. Just gotta hope. I gotta get good damage into the Sinistra. Hopefully a knockout here. I gotta deny any Trick Room. And if they have Protect, I just lose probably. We bring out Incineroar, get the Intimidate off. Yeah, that poison might matter too, actually, now, because we might go down to... Okay, so they don't Protect, which is good. I do get the Blizzard off into the Sinistra. So Sinistra goes down. Great. All right, and then Golden Go gonna go for Make It Rain. Because like I would have had Fake Out on deck, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, do I still Fake Out? I have Fake Out on deck, which is interesting. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I barely survived the poison. I guess I could Fake Out Gold and go for a Freeze Dry. Actually, no. My best place to Fake Out the Ursaluna and Terra Ice Freeze Dry to Golden Go, right? Yeah, it is. We go for Fake Out into the Ursaluna. How many turns of snow? I have like plenty of snow turns. Okay, yeah. We go for Terra Ice Freeze Dry KO to Gold, and then we can Blizzard the Ursaluna single target the next turns. So I'm fine here. Assuming that Terra Ice Freeze Dry Oko's the Gold, and I would imagine so. Like, I'd be very shocked if we don't KO the Gold at this range. Like, I'd just be very shocked. But Terra Ice on the Alolan Ninetales. Get the Freeze Dry. Hopefully KO the Gold. Ideally. And we'll be good. Okay, Fake Out the Bear. Freeze Dry. Should KO Gold, I imagine. Yep, okay. We're good. We're good. Because then I bring in Garganacl. I click single target Blizzard and Protect, I guess. Because I'm like pretty sure single target Blizzard would just Oko the Bear at this point with Terra Ice. Like, it's a pretty strong ice type attack. Like, even though Ninetales doesn't have the best special attack in the world, which is why I've been downing it a bit. Like, I imagine it would KO the Ursaluna at that range, single target wise. With max special attack and Terrasilize Ice. Or should I just double Protect and then Blizzard? But if they have random sub for some reason, I'm just going to go for Blizzard. Blizzard Protect, because if they do live, it'll be on like a sliver and then they'll go down to the burn, right? So this is like the best play, I'm pretty sure. So here's a Blizzard, single target. Yeah, it goes to Bear. Perfect. As I said before, the team was really weak into ice stuff, and the Gold is the one that Terra, which was like their only ice resist. So I was able to be put in a good spot. If they switched out Sinistra and Ursaluna before and preserved the Sinistra, could have got ugly. There's just a lot that could have gone wrong there. And a lot did go wrong, to be said for certain, because I could have KO'd the Amoonguss with dual wing beat, and then I think the game was a wrap. But yeah, definitely an interesting one to say the least. All right, we have Volcarona, Sinistra, Como, Golden Ghost, Salamence, and Entity. So double dragons, interesting. Scyther can put in work for sure. Scyther and Golden Ghost seem really good here, actually. I don't know if I like the Ninetales. Blizzard's good, but it's not like incredible. The problem with Como is I want to be surprised that this is soundproof, which means I can't hyper voice it, which is not great. I think Incineroar is always correct. I think Scyther and Golden Go are pretty good. The question is, am I bringing Ninetales or am I bringing Garganacl? Garganacl is pretty good against like the Volcarona mode, especially. But Ninetales is better for Blizzard and Aurora Veil. So this is a tricky one. Also, Entity without like any clear mode of Trick Room is also interesting. I think I'm going to lead Gold plus Scyther because I think it is probably like one of the better leads because I can always pivot for Instant in the back. Am I doing Ninetales or am I bringing Garg? They're both kind of weak to a lot of the similar stuff, but I think Garg, if I think the Como special is probably better. Because even though I don't immediately threaten the Salamence, I mean, I have pretty good tools to deal with like pivoting around Salamence, assuming it's not like some Hydro Pump set. Like, I think I'm good there. So let's see. Gonna be Entity, Volcarona. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Versus Golden Go and Scyther. So I do not mind this. I should be able to get a U-turn off into the Entity. I could also dual Wing Beats, which is also fine. We're gonna go Garganacl and we're gonna go for a U-turn. I could dual Wing Beats. I don't know if the Entity has Protect, but I think the best place is just a U-turn, switch into Garg. Because then I could get Incineroar in, and then I could go for U-turn Salt Cure or knock off Salt Cure. Like they both work. I imagine this is like Quiver Dance turn one, and if they go for like Helping Hand Heat Wave, that's fine too. That doesn't really impact me here. Kind of curious on what the Volcarona set is, if it's Giga Drain or not, because that's gonna be a big deal. Because +1 Helping Hand Giga Drain could actually knock out the Garg, but you know what? I kind of have to risk it. I don't have much to work with this team, you know. So we bring out the Garg. We go for Terastallization immediately. Okay, who's Terastallizing? Volcarona? Okay. Water Terra. Okay, that's not like that big of a surprise. They go for Follow Me. That's fine. Okay, yeah. Other than the Water Terra, which I'm a little bit surprised by because I'm not sure why they Water Terra if they clicked Follow Me there, but that works. All right, we go out into our Incineroar. I don't know if U-turn would actually knock out the Entity from Incineroar, so I think I got to knock off. I'm going to knock off in Salt Cure. And luckily, since it's Terra Water, like Salt Cure is still pretty good into the Volcarona. It'll do 25% each turn, unless it's Covert Cloak, which it might be. But there's not like much I can do there. So I'm just going to go for Salt Cure. And please don't be Terra Water, Terra Blast. I think it's very likely to be Terra Blast here. Do I think it's worth Terra Flying in this case? Oops, I do not want to forfeit. Man, I really don't have much for Volk. I guess Terra Flying is fine. I'm gonna go for the Salt Cure and knockoff. I'm gonna double up the Volk actually, because there's a chance that Entity goes for Helping Hands for the Terra Blast. I think they always target the Garganacl, but they might target the Instant too, which is also scary. I think if they follow me, Terra Water, Terra Blast, the Instant, I should let because I have Assault Vest, but I'm not 100% certain. You go for Follow Me, which is cool. Okay. Terra Blast or Quiver Dance again? Hey, Quiver again. Okay. I got it wrong, but I don't think it's that big of a deal if I got it wrong. The Volcarona, what item are you? Because that's going to be such an impactor here. Because I was hoping that they would go for the Helping Hand Terra Blast. Garg survives. I get a knockoff to get rid of Covert Cloak and Salt Cure. I don't know if this is Terra Water or if this is Covert Cloak. If this is Covert Cloak, it's scary. Because I won't get the residual damage on the Volcarona. Being Salt Cured. It's leftovers. Okay, that's a lot easier to deal with. All right. Okay. So the Volcarona will be taking 25% of health every turn, which is good. Let's see who comes out. Sinistra, healing. Okay. which is fine. I don't really mind that too much. I don't know if they're going to Terra Blast this time. I think I sack gold and I go for recover, or did I just Sulk here to Sinistra? It might be Sulk here to Sinistra. I think I Sulk here to Sinistra and I swap to gold. Yeah, I think that's fine. I like having Scyther because I can still go for recovery later on, or I can go for protects later on to stall out the Volcarona. Goldengo can stall out this game, so I might as well just sack it here. If they go for Heat Wave. I don't know if they go for Heat Wave, but it's definitely the better one here. They go for Rage Powder, which is fine, and they go for Fiery Dance. Okay, this is fine. Does a decent amount, but we do activate the Moronga Berry, and it looks like they don't get the special attack boost, which is really good because now I'm going to be able to get a Salt Cure off into Sinistra, and then we're chipping them away. We get to go for Recover. We get to do what Garganacl wants to do, right? Like a slow game right here where they're not really getting much value here. I don't think they can knock out Garganacl. So this is really good. And the Volcarona is taking chip. Do I want to go Ensign? Maybe. I think I want to go Ensign for the gold and recover. Seems like a pretty safe play. Unless they Terra Blast the Golden Go, which would be a good play on their part. But even then, it's not like too bad because Garganacl's back at full and it's at +1 special defense right now. So it's like really hard to break through. They might switch out to Sinistra to get more hospitalities, but I think that's all right. Bring out the Ensign. And what are they doing? Fiery Dance, perfectly fine. Yeah. No boost is really good. And Machagacha, we can't get burned with Garganacl, thankfully. And right now, looking like a pretty decent spot because even though they're slightly recovering, like I'm doing way more damage with the Salt Cure chip damage at the moment to them. And yeah, it's not looking too hot for them. I think I'm going to spam Salt Cure or recover here. I don't know. I could protect, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm trying to figure out what the last move on the Volk is, because I assumed if it was Terra Blast, he would have tried to go for it, but maybe it's not. I don't know. But we are chipping away the Sinistra little by little. I think I just go for Soul Cure into Sinistra, and I think I just go out. I sack gold. Again, I've been trying to sack the gold, but the reason I want to sack gold is because I want to get instant in and have fake out pressure to stall out the Volcarona and get a recover off with Garganacl. Because even if they do decide to double up the Garg this turn, it's not like awful. So that's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I'm going to try to do. Will it guarantee work? I don't know. Will it guarantee work? I have no clue. I don't know if the Sinistra switch because Instant is probably faster than Sinistra because I have max speed. Golden Go comes in. You just go for Rage Powder. Okay, that's fine. I'm kind of curious if they don't have if they have Life Dew. They go for Fiery Dance again. Okay, cool. And they are getting lucky with these Fiery Dance boosts because that's 3 out of 3 they missed. It's all curing the Sinistra. I don't know if they called it or they read the or they don't have Terra Blast. I'm kind of suspecting that they might be Giga Drain instead and not Terra Blast. But yeah, as you can see, the Volcarona is taking so much damage. Psychic Terrain's about to end, and now I get the access to Fake Out into Salt Cure. I guess they could protect a Life Dew if they want to, but I think that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I still make the same play, right? It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm just clicking Fake Out into the Volcarona, clicking Salt Cure into the Sinistra, and just doing what Garg likes to do, right? And if they take the Fake Out, they just lose it unless something happens. But yeah, we Salt Cure to Sinistra to punish the switch. We go for Fake Out into Volk. If they go for Life Dew, I still get some decent chippage against them no matter what. And unless they have Life Dew, the Volcarona is going down this turn. So curious, there should be a Life Dew always. Oh, gotcha. I'm curious if they have Life Dew or not, but yeah, we are going to be able to KO the Volcarona, which is nice. And we get chippage in Sinistra. Granted, we can still lose to the Mon in the back. I have no idea what they brought in the back. But this Garganacl looks really tough for them to finish off here. More chip into Sinistra. Like, what mons are there? There's Salamence, Como, and Golden Go, right? Golden Go currently can't beat Incineroar nicely. Oh, they actually survived the Salt Cure. Okay. Which I'm actually shocked by because it didn't look like the leftovers was going to be enough. I mean, I just Salt Cured a Volcarona, I'm pretty sure, and I sacked a Scyther. Because I think I like Incineroar more than the Scyther at this point. Because it's better into gold and Intimidate's still pretty valuable. I'm going to go Scyther. Oh, they do have Giga Drain. Okay, so yeah, that was the move I was expecting at this point. But now I don't think they heal enough, even if they match or if they life do here. Yeah, and they went for Matcha Gotcha, so this is perfect. Guard avoids. Again, we can't get burned, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess a little less recovery on the Sinistra, but granted, if it's that big of a deal, they get a crit on my Scyther. But we will KO the Volcarona finally, and then it's coming down to the last Mon, right? Like, what's your last Mon here? If it's Golden Go, we click dual Wing Beats into Salt Cure. They don't have Terrestrialization. If it's Como, I do the same thing. If it's Salamence, maybe I go Instant immediately. I think that's right. I'm like pretty sure that's right. It's Golden Go, so I dual Wing Beats Salt Cure. Ideally, we don't miss the dual Wing Beats because if they do Nasty Plot and Rage Powder and I miss the dual Wing Beats, I can very easily lose this game. So, Cypher, you just gotta hit this one. You go for Rage Powder because, yep, this is like their only out here. Nice. Okay, we KO the Sinistra, and Sinistra will go down here, and then the Golden Go can only go for Nasty Plot, but it'll be on a timer, which is pretty good, and I do have like multiple ways of stalling this out, so perfect. Yeah, this was pretty much their only out. They have to hope for the dual Wing Beats miss because then the Salt Cure would get redirected, and then Golden Go could technically sweep my team, but I think right now it's just like not looking too hot for them. Especially the Salt Cure damage is just 25% on the steel types. We can go for a... I think it KOs. I don't think it does. But I guess I just recover here and I go for Protect anyway. Because if they go for Make It Rain, they're only going to be +1. So Incineroar would KO the Golden Go in the end game. And if they go for like a second Nasty Plot, that's fine, right? Because if they go for a second Nasty Plot, then I have full health Garg. I can protect the Garg next turn. I can U-turn out. Yeah, the Make It Rain's not enough to KO the Garg. So I get to recover off. And then, yeah, like how are they breaking through the Incineroar, Garganacl, and Scyther, right? I just go for U-turn. I go for Recover, Protect here. Probably just Recover. It doesn't really matter since unless the gold has... Like, even if the gold has Recover, it would lose here. Battle gonna be forfeit because they realized that too. Nice. Alright. I mean, yeah, Garg just doing Garg things. Not much to say. Volcarona is a tough Mon. We have a Garganacl though. And luckily it wasn't Cobra Cloak, because if it was Cobra Cloak, I think it would have changed a lot. Alright, we have a Clefable, Gastrodon, Ceruledge, Rillaboom, Sneasler, and King Gambit. Getting deja vu because I feel like I've seen this team, but I can't remember where. All right. We have some interesting mons for sure. The Ceruledge is definitely really tricky to deal with. We do have Incineroar, which is pretty good, but they do have King Gambit as well. Sylveon's pretty good offensively, but I don't know what kind of King Gambit that is. It might be a Sylvest, which would be pretty bad. Their team's pretty slow though, so Royville is actually really good here. I don't know if I bring Golden Go in this. I feel like I should though. I want to lead Ninetales for the Royville immediately, but I don't know if it's Ninetales plus Scyther or Ninetales plus Sylveon. Because the Royville Hyper Voice seems really good, but I think it's Ninetales Scyther lead. With Sylveon and Instant in the back. I'm a little bit weak to Sneasler, but realistically, this team's just really weak to Sneasler in general. I think this should be good for the most part. I don't know who I'm terrestrializing yet. I think it depends on if there is... Like, I could terrestrialize my Sylveon in this matchup. So I have a resisted Dire Claw, close combat, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm really curious on the King Gambit set, especially because King Gambit is a very tricky Pokemon, mainly because if I give it a Define boost, it will go crazy against my team. So something I'm gonna have to keep in mind of. If it is like Terra Dark, kind of curious if it's Terra Dark because close combat should do a ton of damage, but I'm not 100% certain. All right, let's see. I do want Aurora Veil up though, that's for certain. If I can get Aurora Veil up, it's a lot easier to say, but we're gonna see Sneasler King Gambit. Okay, yeah, this is not like too surprising. We'll lead here versus my Scyther and the Ninetales. Do they know about the close combat tech? We'll find out. I'm gonna go for Fate. I'm gonna go for Aurora Veil, and I'm gonna go for close combat. I don't know if this is Swords Dance, but this seems like a pretty solid Swords Dance lead if they do have it. So I'm gonna go for Aurora Veil, and I'm gonna go for close combat immediately into the King Gambit. If they fake out my Ninetales, great. If they fake out my Scyther, sure. But if they have Swords Stance, it's probably not Ironhead. So if it's not Ironhead, don't have to worry nearly as much about it. But they go for fake out on the Scyther. That makes sense. I'm able to get Poison Touch immediately. Okay. So that's a little bit annoying. We do get the Aurora Veil. And what are they doing with King Gambit? Swords Stance? Yeah, it's Swords Stance. Okay. That makes sense to me. Should be fine against it, but I'm not 100% sure. Close combat does threaten the King Gambit now. Sucker Punch does do a lot with Dire Claw, but I have no switching. I literally have no switching with the team. So I think I do just have to fire off a Blizzard, and I think I go for close combat or U-turn immediately. I think I'm going to throw off a close combat. Maybe I dual Wing Bee instead. I think I'm going to go for... I think I'm going to dual Wing Beat the Sneasler, because if I don't have to Terra, it'd be really nice. We're going to see a swap here. Is this Clefable or Rilla? Clefable, that makes sense to me, because this could be Protect. Yep, perfect. Okay. I didn't want to fall for Protect and Switchblade for like Fake Out or Follow Me, so this works out. I get a Blizzard plus dual Wing Beat combo off, which is pretty good for me, so I will definitely take it. Because I get free good damage into Clefable. Dual Wing Beats, why I can't really afford you to miss in this matchup, man. Okay. Spamming attacks. Spamming attacks. I think it's actually okay to go for close combat in case the Clefable does decide to protect here, because dual Wing Beat might be a bit obvious. Please. Please. Okay, perfect. I had a feeling that they might protect Clefable because the Follow Me is so obvious, but here's the thing. The Blizzard damage if they click Follow Me plus a close combat should have been enough to put in range of Blizzard Hyper Voice. So I wasn't like that concerned about it, because like even if they did Follow Me and they KO my Scyther, then I get my Sylveon in, and then I think Sylveon's in a fine position, right, to click Blizzard and Hyper Voice and just threaten like really big damage across the board. They have no switch-ins. So that's why I was like okay with going for the close combat there, because I felt like the risk reward was just so much better in my favor. Now I'm in such a good position at this point. Like this position's incredible now. That I can go for Blizzard, and I can go for... I'm going for dual Wing Bee in this Sneasler. I don't switch. I just go for attacks. They go for Follow Me, which is fine. They go for Dire Claw and the Ninetales. Perfectly okay. No status is awesome. I get a free Blizzard off in the Sneasler, so that's some good damage. Dual Wing Bee finally connects on the Clefable, and that will KO. We do take the Rocky Helmet, but that's fine. Yep, goodbye, Clefable. Perfect. All right, what were their backs potential? Rillaboom, Ceruledge, and Gastrodon. They haven't terrored yet. I do hang on with Scyther through the poison and the helmet damage. What's coming out? Gastrodon? Okay. I do want my Ninetales around then. Yeah. So I think my best play... Actually, my best play is to Aurora Veil, right? Well, actually, no. I have Aurora Veil up, but Snow is about to disappear. I dual Wing Beat the Sneasler. The question is, what am I doing in Ninetales? Am I just going for Blizzard immediately? It might be the play. It could double protect here, but I think that's fine, because then I get Incineroar and I go for the KO on the Sneasler. I think that's worth it. They go for Dire Claw. Okay, that's perfect. The Ninetales goes down. If I KO the Sneasler, I'm in a great spot. Perfect. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think I have it locked now. Because I'm assuming the Gastrodon's leftover, so I should be fine here. They go for Ice Beam, sure. Scyther will go down. Incineroar plus Sylveon in. I click Fake Out plus Yawn. Yeah, I click Fake Out plus Yawn. Snow and Aurora Veil are over, but I think I have gotten what I needed out of the situation. Because Fake Out into Yawn into Gastrodon and then Knock Off Hyper Voice seems pretty strong to me. Because I have two very healthy mons against Gastrodon. I don't think Gastrodon can beat it. Maybe granted they could have like Terra Poison, but I would Terra Fire to Incineroar Flare Blitz it for a ton of damage. So we go for Yawn, we go for Fake Out into Gastrodon. Shouldn't be Covert Cloak. They go for Protect to burn the Fake Out, which is fine. Doesn't change that much because I knock off Yawn anyway, or I can knock off plus Hyper Voice. That also works too. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna knock off Yawn. I think it makes more sense to me. Yeah, we're gonna knock off and go for Yawn into the Gastrodon, and then this should be fine. Like, always punish greedy plays if necessary, and yeah, like they got greedy on the King Gambit and it worked out huge for me. They are gonna Terrastalize the Sylveon into Terrastalize what? Poison? Fire. Okay, that's actually kind of worse Terra case because it resists everything other than knockoff, but granted I should still be fine. Knockoff. Because I should just out damage the Gastrodon. It's Citrus Berry too, it wasn't even leftovers. Like, they don't even have recovery on the Gastrodon. Unless they have recover, I suppose, but we'll see. We go for Earth Power. Yeah, it does nothing. And we go for Hyper Voice. We go for a knockoff. I'm pretty sure like they can't do much because they're about to fall asleep. Even if they recover to get some recovery, like I just get like 3 attacks off. Maybe they Earth Power. Well, no, they have to recover here if they have it. Otherwise, I'm just KOing them the next turn, and even then they're gonna fall asleep. Yeah, they can't knock out Incineroar and get recovery at the same time, so like it's over regardless. Go for Earth Power. No crit, and I guarantee the win here. Yeah, I think Hyper Voice would have just KO'd anyway, but yeah, there's nothing that they can do. We will go for Hyper Voice, we'll go for knockoff, and I think the big play again was punishing any greedy plays, and I think I punished both greedy plays really well. Like, I wasn't sure if they were going to switch out the Sneasel Guarantee to go out into Clefable, but it worked out. Or Rillaboom. That was definitely a thing I could have saw. And then the Protect on the Clefable, like I got him. Like, I could have just again went for a Sylveon Hyper Voice situation, which is why I was okay with. Okay, if they decide to go for Kowtow, follow me, I'm okay with that because Sylveon should be in a really good position under Veil for Blizzard Hyper Voice to do a ton of damage to them, and they couldn't really do much to Sylveon at that point. All right, we have Porygon 2, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Sneasler, Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Golden Go. All right, this is a pretty classic one. How do I want to approach this one? Because I'm kind of curious on what the angle is. Is this a Garganacl angle or is this a Sylveon angle? Because Golden Go is really tough. I do think I have to bring Golden Go here. I definitely bring Incineroar and Golden Go for sure. And I bring Scyther. It's not bad. I guess it's like my only switch into Earth Power though. I don't really have a good switch into Earth Power. Do I set up a Veil in this matchup? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Hyper Voice is not like Sylveon's nice against Blood Moon because we'll probably tank the attacks pretty well. It's just, can I even get to that angle? I don't even know. Is this a Garganacl game? Because Garg is pretty okay here, but I don't even think it's that great. This is tough. I definitely want to lead Incineroar. Incineroar is good here lead wise. It might be Incineroar plus a... I think Incineroar Scyther seems fine with Golden Go plus Sylveon in back. I think this is all right. I don't think I need Veil in this matchup. It's helpful, but it's nice. I think Golden Go is good to help out against the Sneasler and switches into Blood Moon normal attacks, and then we'll see. This is tricky. They lead Porygon 2 Ursaluna straight away, which is definitely not what I expected. Okay. Curious lead. They do get a special attack boost, which is not great on the Porygon. I mean, I do have Fake Out pressure. I will go for Fake Out. The question is, I could go for knockoff too, but it's not really necessary. I guess what I could do is I could just fake out the Porygon and go for U-turn into the Porygon to get chip damage, because the Blood Moon shouldn't be able to knock out either of my Pokemon. I think I just fake out and I go for U-turn into Porygon, because it shouldn't be Covert Cloak on the Porygon, but the Blood Moon Ursaluna could be Terra Ghost or something crazy. We see a swap here, which is interesting. So Incineroar? That makes sense. Okay. Does the Blood Moon protect? Because that would be super ideal if that's the case. No, I could have faked out the Blood Moon. You get good damage into their Incineroar, but yeah, this is not ideal. I can't really risk Sylveon taking a Blood Moon, though. I think this is probably Earth Power into the Incineroar. I think I always just go out into... Do I want to risk it? I think I do. I also have a decently fast Sylveon. I think I do go... I think they probably Earth Power here and Blood Moon. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. That works. It is Life for Blood Moon, so that makes it easier for me. This is always fake out Sylveon, right? I'm like pretty sure this is always fake out Sylveon. If it's fake out Sylveon, I need damage into both, but I do need more damage into their Incineroar. So I'm gonna agree to U-turn and protect the Sylveon, because I think they should respect the Sylveon here. If they KO my Incineroar, it's not like too bad, but we'll see. I am max speed Incineroar, so I should outspeed their Incineroar. Just not sure if I should go for the damage into the Blood Moon or not. Also, like, last Mon Gold is still gonna be super tough for me because I just took a bunch of damage on Incineroar. They fake out the Sylveon, perfect. This means I get to go into Scyther here. It might be hyper voicing, which is fine, but I can't risk Earth Power coming out again. So we're gonna go out into our Golden Go. Well, our Golden Go matchup in the end game is gonna be super bad. Yeah, the hyper voice. Oh wait, no, I was supposed to go Scyther. Well, this works too, I guess, because I have to make it rain now plus hyper voice. Yeah, I guess this isn't too bad. I think my play is either to make it rain hyper voice or switch to Instant. I kind of like the idea of switching to Instant more. I like the idea of switching to Instant and just going for a hyper voice. Getting the Throat Spray active if Ursaluna protects, because Make It Rain plus hyper voice would do a ton of damage, knock out the Ursaluna. So I would ideally like them to protect here, and the Incineroar to go for a Flare Blitz or a knockoff into the Golden Go, I think would be pretty ideal. So gonna hope that this works out. I think I should have went Scyther first. I could dress in close combat in a hyper voice, but granted, this is not like a terrible spot. Because at least I have Golden Go to pressure their Golden Go with Shadow Ball, and they Terrastalize, then it's good for me. But yeah, we go back to Incineroar. We get Intimidate off into their own Incineroar. And since my Sylveon's at full, I'm pretty sure I live Blood Moon unless they Terra Normal, but I don't think they Terra Normal. Wow, they play aggressive here. Okay. My Sylveon's faster than both of these Pokemon, so that's really good to confirm. Because we get a Throat Spray active. We go for Blood Moon immediately into the Sylveon. Okay. I take it pretty well, actually. Yeah. Take it really well. Ooh, good parting shot. Good parting shot. Okay. I think I still KO'd a Blood Moon with Hyper Voice, but if this is their own Golden Go, yeah, this is rough. Yep. This is rough. I got a sack here. I'm going to go for a knockoff into their gold, and I'm going to protect. I think I got to pray that Sylveon might live and make it rain if I go for Terrastalization. I think that's like what I got to go for. They retreat the bear into Incineroar. E2. Okay. Yeah, attack boost. Just to make it rain, right? They didn't tear the gold. It should KO Insane, but on the off chance it doesn't, that's really good for me. It didn't KO. That did not KO. Wait, aren't I a pretty offensive Incineroar? I should have went for Flare Blitz. These are their leftovers. Okay. I'm gonna go for Make It Rain again. If it's leftovers, it might not be offensive, so maybe Sylveon can survive here if I Terra Poison. And then I can Wish. I think that's ideal because they might try to Trick Room and sack gold here. And the reason I go for Wish is to heal my Sylveon, so I actually have like a Blood Moon chance, because Blood Moon's still super threatening in this endgame. I think if they just attack with Porygon 2 and double up the Sylveon slot, it's over. But if they double up my instant slot, it's pretty good for me. So I bring out my gold. This should be Make It Rain. I will Terra Poison to hopefully live to Make It Rain from the -1 Golden Go. Kind of wish I Flareless, because if I Flareless, I would have been in a way better spot. I probably killed their Golden Go and had a really good chance, but we'll see. Terra Poison. You go for Make It Rain. Yeah, Sylveon survives. That's huge. If they Trick Room, I can get a decent position. You go for Wish. Trick Room, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. I think I'll live Shadow Ball from their gold. So my best play here is to get rid of that Violet on the Porygon. If they switch out, I get the choice. I get to give a Choice Scarf to something that doesn't want it. So I do like the Protect to get the Yawn play, or to get the Wish play, and then go for a Trick. If they hard switch to Blood Moon or Saluna, it's a bit scary, but kind of have to go for it, right? Then I have at least Scyther, so I have a ground pivot. It's manageable. They retreat the gold into Ursaluna. Yeah. That's so risky if I go for Make It Rain, but I still think this is fine regardless. I go for Thunderbolt. This should not KO by a long shot, yeah. Nice, and I get the Trick on Porygon, so I get rid of its Violet, which is huge, and give it Choice Scarf, so it's now locked into attack or its next attack. Yeah, I don't hate that spot. I don't hate that spot. I do get the Wish heal, and Sylveon's looking pretty threatening to my opponent now at this point. I should live Hyper Voice into an attack from the Porygon. So do I want to read Earth Power, or do I want to read something else? I should live Hyper Voice plus Thunderbolt, but they Earth Power, it's really bad. I think this is a sack Golden Go angle. Yeah, it's a sack Golden Go angle, and just click Make It Rain, I think, and Protect. Get an instant. I think that's better. Wait, did I protect the previous turn? Oh, I'm so dumb. I click Blood Moon though. If I survived a T-Bolt, I'm good, but I don't think I live T-Bolt based on the HP it looked like. I'm dumb. I should have just hard switched. And I did debate about hard switching to Scyther, because that would have been fine. Yeah, it's over. I can't beat Incineroar. Well, I can. It's at pretty low, but I don't think I'm winning this endgame regardless. Can I guess everything's low, and I guess the... No, they just click Hyper Voice with the Blood Moon, right? I'm trying to think if there's a chance. I think it's like super unlikely. Maybe it's possible. I need to like... How many turns of Trick Room are left? 2? I think I just lose no matter what. I don't see how my break can do the P2 in time. Yeah, I think it's cooked regardless. I think I'm just going to double up the P2, maybe hope for mistakes, but I just don't think I can win. They go for Terrestrialization, which is interesting, but I guess like nothing's going to Terrestrialize in the back anyway. They're going to Terrestrialize Blood Moon into Ghost. That makes sense. Like, you got the right Fake Out play, but I still don't think this is enough to win. I completely forgot I protected the previous turn to get the Wish. Go for Hyper Voice. That actually did a lot less to Scyther than I thought. Maybe if I could bait a Hyper Voice. I don't think it goes down to another Life Orb tick though. That's the problem. Got good damage in a P2 with the dual wing beat, but like it's not enough. I think I had to go for make it rain that one turn. If I went for make it rain instead of the trick and caught the Ursaluna, I think I'm in a really good spot. But yeah, now it's just over. I can protect. I'm surprised it didn't go instant here, but okay. Because I thought they were going to go instant in Blood Moon. Maybe Scyther can have a chance. I think it's like super unlikely. Like the Blood Moon would have to go down to the Life Orb hit. Let me check. Are you 10? You should be above 10%. Yeah, you're above 10%. Maybe if my opponent makes mistakes, I'm just going to dual wing beat the P2. KO the P2. Or not KO the P2. Okay, yeah, it was over. It was over. Like, I think this was tough. I do think that if I just had went into Scyther though and preserved Sylveon, like, and had Fake Out available, there's a chance. But yeah, it's like super tough to break through. Blood Moon, that's Life Orb, that's offensive, plus the... Yeah, and I didn't even knock it out to the Life Orb hit. I think it was just tough regardless. Like, I'm trying to think of like, okay, where there outs and maybe like really perfect play, like really perfect. But I think they had so many different ways to maneuver. It was tough. Like, even if I flare blitz gold, right, and KO the gold in that slot, I don't even know if that's necessarily better for me, because Instinct could come in, they get a free Fake Out Trick Room, and then I'm still in a kind of an awkward spot. If I switch out anyway for the Sylveon into Scyther, I still take a bunch of damage on Scyther. It's not ideal. I think like the only turn I could have maybe got was like reading the double out, right? Going into them going to Blood Moon and going for Make It Rain. But I'm not even sure if that play is worth it, because I felt like, okay, maybe they could try to get the free switch into the Blood Moon, and that's why I went for the trick. But I think they read the trick and just like was like, okay, protect trick is obvious, and then go for it. So maybe if I get that play right, because I don't even know if like even if I switch out to Sylveon the next turn, even if I remember I protected the previous, it was worth it. But yeah, that was definitely a huge mistake. All right, this is interesting. Mousehold, Annihilate, Grimmsnarl, Glamora, Rillaboom, and Sinistra. You have a lot of flying weeks, but Grimmsnarl and Mouseape is not something I like seeing. I think I just lead Gold Scyther. Yeah, I have to lead Gold Scyther against this team, which is pretty good. Like, Make It Rain's pretty strong with the Choice Scarf, and then Scyther offensively is pretty solid. What am I doing in the back? Probably Garganacl and Incineroar, I think. Ninetales doesn't seem that great in this matchup. And Sylveon, not really against a Glim. I think these are the best mons, but it's basically them protecting the Annihilate and me having to respect the Annihilate. That's basically how this game goes down to. If I respect the Annihilate, I'm in a good spot. If I don't respect the Annihilate, it goes down really fast. And I mean really fast. What do I want to do? Do I want to trick the Annihilate turn one? Because tricking the Annihilate might be good. Or do I just want to Make It Rain immediately? There's a lot of that could go on this turn, like the first turn. If I trick them into Rage Fist, does that benefit me? Not really. I don't even know if I KO Mousehold with Choice Scarf, Make It Rain with Terra Steel, which might be like what I have to do turn one. And even then, it doesn't sound that great, especially if they're Terra Fire Annihilate. They'll just Terra Fire, and then I don't have a way to hit the Terra Fire Annihilate, man. Grimmsnarl plus Ape. Okay, interesting. Versus Goldengo and Scyther. I think this is pretty good for me, because I think I could trick the Annihilate and I can go for a... I want to U-turn immediately. I kind of want to U-turn immediately. Or do I want to dual wing beats? I think I'd rather just dual wing beats turn one, stay in. They're going to go for Terra, which makes sense here. I wonder if they're going to go for Bulk Up, because this lead screens Bulk Up. But if I get the Trick Off into Annihilate, because yeah, they're Terra Fired, it's not like too surprising. I'm able to trick them into Bulk Up, which means they're forced to switch out, right? I go for a Light Screen, which is perfect. I get a free dual wing beat off into the Grimmsnarl. I don't give the Annihilate any boost, and we give them the Choice Scarf. So this is pretty good. And we get the leftovers, which is nice. Yeah, they go for a Bulk Up, and now they pretty much am forced to switch out the next turn, and I'm definitely going to try to capitalize on that. Here's a dual wing beat. We're gonna get onto this Grimmsnarl for some pretty good damage. Yep. Do I even care about T-Spikes going up if they switch into Glamour? Not really, right? No, I don't. I think I just go for Make It Rain, and I go for a U-turn into the Annihilate. Unless they want to stay in for the extra boost, sure. But yeah, they're forced to switch out, which is perfect. What's coming in? Sinistra? Yeah. That's fine. As we get a free Make It Rain and a U-turn as they reflect. Yep. And then we can set up Garganacl with Salt Cures, which is really annoying for them. Do I Terra Flying in this game? I think... Oh, no. It's eject button Sinistra. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I gave them a Rage Fist boost, which I didn't want to. I grant it's like not too bad. Because they have to lock in a Rage Fist, and if they lock in a Rage Fist, that's fine. We go Garganacl. And I'm going to spam dual wing beats into the slot. Because we got to get rid of the partners next to the ape. I did not expect them getting a free switch that way, but sure. That's a crazy one. That's a crazy one. All right, let's get Gargan. They're only +1 Rage Fist, so it's not like awful. They go for a Parting Shot. Okay. Into Mousehold, I imagine. Okay, this should be Mousehold. I guess if it's Rocky Helmet, I'm going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, that's Mousehold. They're going to try to beat up stuff. Of Rage Fist, we don't take any damage from this because we do have our ability. Yeah, as you can see, we just take it super well. We got to do a wing beat off. Jeez, we're not doing any damage to that Mousehold. Okay. We're going to go for Sulk here, and we're going to go for Close Combat and Mouse, mainly because the fact that we want to get rid of everything around the Annihilate. We could Sulk Cure the Annihilate, but I don't think it's that big of a deal immediately. We're going to have to go for Rage Fist, but it's into the Garganacl once again. It's before they can get a beat up off, which is great. They do get the beat up now, so I do have to be a little bit more concerned, but granted, I think I have decent tools to deal with it. All right. Let's see if we can KO the mouse here, because if we can KO the mouse, that's huge. Oh, we're not KOing the mouse. Okay. I think we live a Rage Fist, though, at least with Garg. I don't know if we'll live it with the... I don't know if we'll live it with our Scyther. But we're gonna go for... I think I set up a Stealth Rock here. I think I set up a Stealth Rock and I U-turn the mouse. And I think that's fine. I'm pretty sure I'll live a Rage Fist with Garganacl. Again, I don't know if Scyther will live, but we'll see. They go for Rage Fist, which is cool. Yeah, I live with Garg easily. They go for Taunt. Ooh, good play on their part. But that's... is that fine? It should be. Yeah, I think it should be. Mouse goes down. I wish I just spam Sulk here, but that's all right. I think I just go Golden Go here. Because Golden Go can pressure the left slot pretty easily. Can't go for rocks. My Terra. I think I go for Terra. I don't know if Gold lives a Rage Fist. I don't think it does. Sinistra gonna come in. I think my best place to swap out the Sinistra to go out in a Scyther, and I think my best place to go for a Power Gem. Or not Power Gem, Shadow Ball. Alright, this is tricky because it's kind of a gamble in the slot. They might target the Golden Go with Rage Fist, and they might go for Macha Gotcha here, which is also kind... It's not easy. Okay, no, they just went for Rage Fist, which is perfect. Into my Scyther. Scyther actually just went straight down. I did not expect that one. Okay. Okay. That Annihilate's got to calm down. That Annihilate's got to calm down. Here's a Shadow Ball. into Sinisha. Doesn't KO, but that's fine. They go for Life Dew, which, okay. Okay. I'm trying to think about this one hard because I'm like, okay, what are my options? A Rage Fist at +1 would 100% nuke something. I think I gotta go Garganacl here. I think I kind of have to make a read here. I think this Annihilate might actually just screw me over. I actually think this Annihilate might screw me over here. Like, I could Terra Flying recover. I think I just got to read where the Rage Fist is going. I think that's like the only option. I think I'm going to Sulk here and swap to Instant and hope they Rage Fist a Golden Ghost slot and just go for Matcha Gotcha. Because at this point, I don't know how I'm breaking through this. Like, I really don't. I need to Sulk here into the Annihilate ASAP. Then I need to recover. But even then, I don't think I have enough HP. Like, I don't think I have enough HP to deal with this effectively. All right, Terra Flying, so I don't take Super Effective from Matcha Gotcha. They protect the Sinisha. Oh, they're targeting the guard, aren't they? Oh, they targeted Golden Guard. Wait, that's huge. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's huge that we got the Rage Fist into the... Or we got the Sulk Cure into Annihilate. Okay, we actually have a chance now. We actually have a chance. I think I have to Sulk here to Sinisha and I have to fake out the Annihilate here. But oh man, we might still have a chance. We get a fake out off into the Annihilate. They're gonna Life Dew. Yep. And then it's gonna be another 50-50 at where they target. Oh wait, I'm not gonna get the KO on Sinisha here. Yeah, I'm not gonna get the KO on Sinisha because they healed themselves. Am I cooked? Yes, I think so. I think I just gotta hope that they misplay here. Yeah, I just gotta hope that they misplay. I gotta hope that they misplay and attack the Garganacl. That's the only thing I can hope for. Because if they target Instant, I think I lose no matter what. Because Garg doesn't have enough power to break through this. Yeah, they made the right play. Like, what can I do against this Annihilate setup team, man? I'm like, okay, maybe if I get lucky against the mouse. But like, I tricked the Abe, like it was the best spot I could possibly have put myself in, but it's not enough to break through this, man. Like, maybe I needed Sylveon with Yawn? But Sylveon doesn't have any power against the ape. Well, to be fair, it was like a lot of this came down to the eject button screwing me up completely. And I mean completely. If I had dual wing beats maybe instead of U-turning, I think that would have been a better spot. I wanted to get like a better position to U-turn and get Garg set up, but like that did not happen because it was eject button finished. Is there anything I can do here? No, I just guarantee lose because they Rage Fist a Golden Go. They go for the thing again. There's nothing I can do, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do. Maybe PowerPoint stall. They went for Protect. I don't know why they protected. I'm surprised they didn't just go for... Okay. If we crit the ape, we win. If we crit the 8 with Power Gem, we win. Or maybe a power gem just does enough to put it in range with the Sulkier, which I don't think it does, but they gave me a chance. Not enough. It actually would have been an epic ending if they went down to it. I don't get why they didn't Life Dew or Rage Fist, because like they have the Scarf on the Annihilate, and I didn't have Terastallization available. They know I didn't have Sash, so yeah, they misplayed the end game and gave me a chance, but unfortunately I didn't get the Power Gem crit, which is what I needed. Yeah, there's no way I can win at this point unless they're out of Rage Fist because they didn't PowerPoint up their Rage Fist for some reason. And I don't even know if we used 10 yet even, but yeah, Rage Fist is gonna KO. Like, I went for the throw. They did go for the throw. Unfortunately, was not enough. Was not enough. I do think the setup goes are just so strong though. They're really tough to break through. Because I don't even think, like, I got good reads on the turn one, but I don't even think, like, I would have had to read the eject button again, went for dual wing beat. All right, we have Incineroar, Maushold, Torkoal, Oranguru, Ursaluna, and King Gambit. So I think it's probably pretty safe to assume that this is going to be a hard chicken team. I don't know. It's just a thing. It might not be guaranteed. I don't even think I have a good matchup into this. I'm trying to think of like, how do I even break through this? And it's rough. It's rough. I think I do like Garganacl. Garganacl Sylveon maybe with Incin 9 to... This is so weird. Because I don't think I can really bring Scyther. I don't think Cypher's that good into this. It can protect, that's it. Gold is like bad. And then Ninetales is like, it survives a one hit and I guess changes to weather. And I think I do need a weather changer in this. And I guess like if I get a Roarvel up, but I just don't think I'm getting a Roarvel up this game because they could just switch to Torkoal at any time and then just prevent my Roarvel. And then like, it's not really worth it. Oranguru, King Gambit, so this is okay. Because we league Garganacl with Sylveon. I'm just gonna go for a Soul Cure immediately into the King Gambit and throw off a Hyper Voice. I think that's probably my best option here. I can't even Terrastallize either of these mons because I might need Terrastallization for the Ursaluna. So yeah, like it's not that great. We get a Hyper Voice off, we get some decent damage, I suppose. They can go for Iron Head, take a knockout, but like what else can I really do? Oh, they went for Swords Dance for some reason. That's really greedy. Do they have Iron Head? Because a lot of the King Gambits run Protect. Okay. Hold up. You get a crit on the King Gambit, which is good. They go for Trick Room. Okay. This is fine. Unless they're Terra Ghost. But even then... I think I just switch out the Garganacl into Incineroar and protect the Sylveon because I want the Throat Spray boost since I do more damage to like the Ursaluna. I'll switch out here into Incineroar to absorb like Instruct Iron Head or some play that they could go for. I hope I live +3 Kowtow twice, but we'll see because this is not a bulky Incineroar. And I don't know if they target Sylveon because if they have Iron Head, they could Iron Head to Sylveon, then Instruct do it. They Terra for some reason. What? That has... Oh, they're going for the Garg. I might go down to the combo. Okay. Instruct. Oh, wait. They get Instruct first and then a... So they get Swords Dance first and then they get the attack. Wait, this could be good depending on who they target, but... This is +5 Terra Dark Kowtow. They target Sylveon. Oh my goodness. That gives me an out. They don't have Psychic Terrain, so I get a free fake out in a Gambit. And I can go for... Do I want a Wish or Hyper Voice? I think I'd want a Wish. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Wish. Actually, no, I go for Hyper... I go for Hyper Voice. Don't be Covert Cloak, Gambit. Okay, they go for Protect on the Sylveon. That's fine. I don't mind that. Okay. And Gambit flinches and we're locked into Protect, but that's okay. I do have to switch out the Incineroar and maybe the Sylveon the next turn, depending on who they bring out, but like this is still pretty ideal. King Gambit gone. Their Terra gone. Huge. That's actually huge. I get rid of the Gambit. We have a chance now. Okay. Where do they bring out Ursaluna or Torkoal? Ursaluna. It's still not an easy position. I'm just gonna say that, but like this is a playable position. I go into Ninetales 100% here, and I just go for a Protect. I need to break through the Oranguru before the next attack goes off, so I'm trying to figure out how I get rid of the Oranguru quickly enough, because I might not have enough tools to break through the Oranguru quickly enough. You go for the Earthquake Instruct play. That makes sense. Ninetales should be able to live too because of the Snow Boost, and they don't have the Guts on deck yet. Yeah. Okay. So that's good at least. That's good at least. All right. That's active. Granted, not the worst spot possible. I'm trying to figure out how I even get Incineroar in for free by not sacking the Sylveon, but I think I have to sack the Sylveon, and I might have to sack two. I think we just protect. I think we just go for a double protect, honestly. Yeah, I think double protect is the play for Sylveon, and hope that I can get a knockout the next turn into the Oranguru Freeze Dry plus Hyper Voice. There is a world where I might even have to go for the double or not double, the Terra of Ninetales, but we do get the double protect, so that's huge. Like, I was trying to get a free switch to Instant if they did go for like Instruct Earthquake again, but this works out huge for me. Okay, I went for Facade. Okay, into Sylveon. And then Instruct. Okay, I'm kind of surprised because I thought they would Earthquake because I had a Garganacl in the back. But maybe they're worried about some Grass Terra. Okay, that works. I don't think Oranguru is Citrus Berry. I really don't think it is. The Encore ends at the perfect timing. I think we gotta go for the Terrorize Blizzard and go for the Hyper Voice. You just gotta rip attacks. They switch out the Ursaluna into Torkoal. Wait, that's good for me. Okay. So I thought about going for the Freeze Dry into Oranguru, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna punish Ursaluna if it doesn't protect, but like, even if I miss, I can stall out the Trick Room turns, I think, a lot easier. But I guess it depends on what they lock into with the Torkoal. Like, is it Weather Ball? Blizzard? I connect both, which is kind of insane. It's 70%, but it's not like terrible odds. I don't know if Hyper Voice KOs though. +1? It does, okay. Ooh, okay, I think we win off that. Because now they bring out the Ursaluna. I don't need Garganacl anymore to win the game, but yeah, we just go for a, I think, switch into Instant and Protect is probably pretty reasonable. Because then Ninetales will come back in, assuming they KO the Instant, and then I go for Blizzard Hyper Voice, and if they don't KO the Instant, I get Fake Out Hyper Voice on deck. Yeah. Like, if I lost it, I was like gonna go to Instant, then I could go on the offense because they used their Terrassization, so Oranguru was vulnerable. I didn't have to go for that now, so this worked out really well for me. Protect the Torkoal for Earthquake. Yeah, okay. Instant should probably live 1 Earthquake, but then again, this isn't like max HP Instant or defensive Instant, so I think I should live 1. Yeah, I do. Not well, but I do live 1. And now I just click Fake Out into Ursaluna. I click Hyper Voice. I still have Ninetales in the back. As long as I get any damage on the Torkoal, I just guarantee to win here. Again, that's kind of weakness of them going for the Swords Dance and the Terrestrialization early. But the game could have done really poorly the first time if it wasn't for the fact that they targeted Sylveon. If they targeted down my Garganacl, was a huge difference. I do think the Garganacl Protect was obvious, but I wasn't sure about the Kingambit if it had Iron Head. So that's why I protected the Sylveon, but yeah, it worked out. Now I just win because Sylveon just wins with Hyper Voice, and I can go for Flare Blitz and Ursaluna. I can go for Hyper Voice. I have max speed instance. I don't have to worry about any speed ties possible out there. And yeah, Hyper Voice, Flare Blitz will KO. Maybe it doesn't KO Torkoal, but I still have Ninetales in the back if necessary. So very nice. Very nice. That Kingambit was tough. Like, I think that was a tough one, but we somehow piloted through. No Garganacl really even necessary. All right, a rematch with Clefable, Gastrodon, Ceruledge, the Rillaboom, Sneasler, and Kingambit. Okay. So we found out a lot of info the previous time. We kind of got a bit lucky with the close combat angle from the Scyther. I don't think they're going to let that happen again. So I think I'm just leading Ninetales plus Sylveon because we know it's more of a defensive Kingambit. So I think we'll set up Aurora Veil and be in a pretty decent spot. Or do I want to lead something else? I could lead Scyther plus Ninetales, which also isn't bad here. Or Scyther plus Sylveon. Scyther plus Sylveon might be really good here. Debating it. I think it might be worth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lead Scyther plus Sylveon. Have Ninetales Incineroar back. I think that's pretty good because Sylveon lead seems really tempting. And we do threaten the Kingambit immediately, which would be very helpful. But let's see what they decide to go for. Gonna be the Ceruledge Sneasler lead. Okay, they mix it up. They didn't lead Kingambit, which is interesting. Okay, as I lead Sylveon plus the Scyther. Is this clear amulets? Gonna be a bit tricky to say. I think my best play is probably just to get Incin or the Intimidate and protect the Scyther. We can threaten dual Wing Beats into the Sneasler the following turn, but we'll see. All right, interesting to see the Ceruledge mode. I could have yawned as well. I don't think I want to commit Terrestrialization just yet, because if I can give a Sneasler without having to Terrestrialize, then I don't have to Terrestrialize for the rest of the game, most likely. Unless maybe it's like Rillaboom back. But yeah, I like the idea of switching out Sylveon to get Incineroar in. Maybe intimidate these mons, threaten to knock off into Ceruledge. Okay, it's not clear amulet, which is very helpful. I wonder if it's leftovers. It could be a bulk upset, but I'm not 100% certain. Attack the Scyther. We go for Fake Out into the Scyther, which is cool. Bitter Blade, Poltergeist, bulk up. Bitter Blade, perfect. Okay, got a super ideal turn. Very, very nice turn. All right. I want to dual Wing Beat the Sneasler. The question is, am I clicking knockoff here? Probably. I don't see a reason not to click knockoff and dual Wing Beat. Yeah, I don't really see a reason to. They switch out to Sneasler. If it's Kingambit, that's fine. If it's Clefable, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. It is Clefable, so I'm going to get a big dual Wing Beat off regardless. And they protect. I mean, I still get like good damage in the Clefable, which I think is 100% worth it. Maybe a bit less than I was hoping for, but granted, it's not like terrible. Okay. And knock off attempt into the Ceruledge. So I'm kind of curious on who they left behind from the first game. I want to say they probably didn't bring Gastrodon, but I'm not 100%. I can't say that for fact. I think I retreat the Incineroar into Sylveon, and I think I just go for a Protect with my Scyther here. Because we can start threatening the Hyper Voices for some pretty big damage. The Sarilege is currently not like that big of a threat at -1. If they go for Moonblast, I'll take it okay. Ooh, they do go for Bulk Up. Okay, so they are Bulk Up. It's probably Moonblast and Incineroar then. Oh, Thunder Wave. Okay. Into the Scyther. Interesting. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go for Hyper Voice, and I'm just going to go back into Instant for the Intimidate. We got to slow down the Scyther. We got to get good damage on the Clefable. So I think this is a pretty good position. I think if they're going to commit to the Sarilege setup, I might as well Terra with our Sylveon coming up probably. They go for Follow Me, which is super ideal as I get a free Hyper Voice for some chip, probably to try to redirect a Yawn. They go for another Bulk Up, but that's fine. I wonder what item are they? They probably are leftovers, I think, at this point. I get really good Hyper Voice damage. Flare Blitz's Yawn is super tempting here. I don't know if they're gonna... Okay, they are leftovers. Good to know. Good to know. I think I would go for Yawn. I think Yawn is fine. They're only at neutral attack, so they really aren't doing much. And I'll Flare Blitz the Clefable. They do protect the Sarilege. Are they double protecting or are they sacking here? They sacked. Okay. Not as ideal. I was hoping that they wouldn't, but this is still fine. Because I get rid of the Clefable and I'll probably Terrasilize the Sylveon, so I don't think this is too bad. They're probably going to fake out with the Sneasler. The question is, what are they going to follow up with? I'm going to Terra Poison the Sylveon, I think, here at this point. Because the Sarilege is kind of threatening offensively. Or not now, because it's only neutral. But if it gets one more Bulk Up, it's really tough. Sneasler comes in. We're going to go for our Terra Poison Yawn. And we're going to go for the knockoff into the Sarilege. Because I do want the damage in the Sarilege. Maybe I could have U-turned out, but I think that's fine too. I think they're just going to fake out the Sylveon to prevent a Yawn and maybe Bulk Up again. So that's why I want to knock off into Terra Poison, because I don't want to take poison damage from Poison Touch, because we know it's Poison Touch Sneasler. Yeah, they fake out the Sylveon, which makes sense. Get a free knockoff. Good damage. Get rid of the leftovers. And yeah, they do Bulk Up again, so that's not surprising to me. Okay. I don't want them to punish a Scyther switch in. So I think my best play here is just to spam Hyper Voice, because I need to break the Sash anyway. And I think we just go out into Scyther. Actually, no, I should just Yawn. There's no reason never not to Yawn. Yeah, we Yawn here. We go out in a Scyther on a close combat potentially. Yeah, I think this is correct. Unless they want to KO Sylveon with a double up, because I think they would have to double up the Sylveon to KO. But I could protect here. That's why I think they might double up the Scyther slot. Oh, they go for coaching. Oh, is that going to KO Sylveon with Bitter Blade? That's really bad if it does. I could have protected. I think I lose. I think I lose off that. Okay. That was coaching Sneasler. I wasn't sure if it was protect or coaching. That's tough. Can I win this endgame? I'm like debating it. I just don't think I can. I don't have anything that breaks through the Sarilege anymore. I mean, we can go Incineroar and maybe Prey, but even then, I just don't think we beat it. Double on the Ninetales, dual Wing Beat on the Sneasler. Even then, I just don't think this is it. I needed to protect the Sylveon, but I respected too much the close combat Bitter Blade double up into the Scyther. I needed to get the call right. Unfortunately, I just got it wrong. Was there anything different I could have done earlier in the game? I don't know. I feel like a lot of the plays that I went for were, I mean, other than maybe Flare Blitz, giving them the free switch. Maybe I could have faked out that turn and then Flare Blitz instead, but I wasn't sure if they were going to protect or get protect or not guaranteed. Because if I did fake out instead, faded out the protect, maybe I could have got the Yawn off because I could have done the Flare Blitz, Yawn play the next turn, and that would have put me in a better spot. Yeah, they're gonna go for Bitter Blade. Bitter Blade doesn't unfall, so maybe if I freeze, but I don't even know what the last Pokemon is. It might be King Gambit. I might still lose no matter what. But yeah, maybe I need a Golden Go. Maybe I just need Golden Go in this matchup, but even then, I just don't like Gold in this. When they have King Gambit too, yeah. I just gotta pray for mistakes, right? Or Blizzard Freeze luck. I think I'm just gonna hope that King Gambit protects. I get a Blizzard Freeze and then knock off damage and Sarrel Edge, and then I think that's it. But they could just Sucker Punch. I'm kind of surprised they didn't Sucker Punch if they didn't protect, but okay. No freezes though, so we should lose unless we crit the Sarrel Edge. We don't get the crit, so yeah, it's game over. Yeah, I just needed... The Sarrel Edge was tougher than I did expect. It was lucky it was in Clear Amulet because I think it was Clear Amulet. I probably was like losing a lot faster, but it's still, I'm trying to figure out how am I supposed to break through it. Because Garg can technically break through this because when you think about it, they didn't bring anything for Garg, so maybe Garganacl was the bring. I really want to bring Garganacl against Sub though, because if they get a position with Swords Dance, King Gambit, Nexical Fable, and I'm not able to get rid of it, it's tough. But maybe it was Garg. Maybe I needed Garg. Maybe Garganacl was it. Maybe just don't bring the Aurora Veil and Ninetales next time because it didn't really do much here. But yeah. So how was the team? I'm not the biggest fan of defensive teams, so this one is not my favorite because it does play a bit more passively and you have to figure out like setting up for getting the Chaos with Golden Go or being able to like outwall your opponent in a lot of cases. So for me, it's a little bit different from like the conventional teams that I normally play on the channel. Do I think that it was pretty potent? Yeah, like it definitely had quite a bit right there. Like as we saw in some games, it can be really hard to be able to break through the Sylveon and the Garganacl, especially through Aurora Veil. And it can be a thing. Do I think this team is going to be an absolute meta changer? I think it's pretty tough to pilot because it can be hard to position at times. And also, like, I think Golden Go is really difficult if it's extremely well played. So I do think the team is strong, however, and I do think that Stefan had an impressive showcasing with this team. And it was no doubt an incredible win, especially seeing his games at the Monterrey Regional Championship. If you would like to check out the details of the recreation and the creator, I'll link them down below in the description. And of course, you could subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.